Hello and welcome. This is View from the Top. I'm Modile Sharafa Yusuf and I thank you for tuning in. A study by research outfit CIS Football Observatory has revealed that Nigeria is the fifth highest exporter of football talents in the world and the biggest in Africa. The report, which focuses on international migration in football, reveals that Nigeria's figure of 596, about 600 players currently scattered in leagues across the world, is only lower to biggest exporter Brazil, Argentina, France and Serbia. This has been the trend over the years, with many sports stars emerging from Nigeria's dusty streets. But Nigeria's biggest sports export so far is basketball player Hakeem "The Dream" Olajuwon, who, because of his grace on and off the field, has been nicknamed The Dream. In his first interview on a Nigerian television, Hakeem "The Dream" joins me on View from the Top today, and I am delighted. Thank you, Hakeem, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and I'm also delighted.
Here is a brief biography before our conversation. Hakeem Abdul Olajuwon was born on January 21 in Lagos, Nigeria. Once a soccer and handball player, the future NBA legend didn't play basketball until he was a 15-year-old student at the Muslim Teachers College in Lagos. Olajuwon immigrated to the United States to play basketball at the University of Houston, where he led the university team to 3 NCAA Final Four appearances. He was the cornerstone of the Houston Rockets for 17 of his 18 NBA seasons. He led the Rockets to back-to-back championships and was the first player in NBA history to win the Most Valuable Player, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year awards in the same season. He was named to the All-NBA First Team 6 times and to the NBA All-Defensive First Team 5 times. He also won a gold medal with the United States Men's Olympics basketball team. Olajuwon was named to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2008 and was named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history as part of a campaign to mark the league's 50-year anniversary. He retired after spending the 2001-2002 season with the Toronto Raptors. Let me start by asking you, what was it like being the tallest boy in the room when you were growing up in Lagos?
Always a challenge, because my mother, always see me getting into fights, and she doesn't really know why, because most of the guys, the boys in class, always teasing me about being tall, which is sometimes is insulting, so we get into fights. So my mother always says, "Why are you always fighting?" But she doesn't know the reason why. So it's always been a challenge, when I was growing up, that being a tallest, not just in class, in the old school. So after a while, you get used to that, and it give you a character building by learning how to deal with being somebody that always standing out in crowd. Then it forms your character where you cannot fit in, which you learn and you grow and you gain something from that perspective.
In Nigeria, basketball is still the second biggest game, only next to football. Despite its potential, it's yet to rival the popularity of soccer. What needs to change, and how can veterans like you help bring about that change?
Well, basketball is such a fun and cool game that people, once they get the feel, the taste of it, they will love it. But and you can play basketball in anywhere, really. Just having the ball by itself, just dribbling the ball, is fun. It's very creative. And in the parks, you can see just having the basketball goal. You will not believe how many kids that will be there every day playing basketball. So raising the awareness, which in a simple way, raising the awareness, putting basketball goals in different parts of the common areas for the neighborhoods. When I was growing up in Nigeria, we have a soccer field in front of our house where we do play. And that's where all the kids, we have to, every day after school, playing soccer all day. The same thing has to be done for basketball, having soccer goals, soccer goalposts around neighborhoods to raise the awareness. I think the awareness is what is more important. And of course, things are so dense where you don't really have that much space. And I think that's where it's lacking. We don't have enough common area to just put common goal for taking kids away from getting into troubles. They put their passion and love developing to loving the game. And basketball is a game that, just like soccer, basketball, once you taste it, it's like a magnet. You love it and you want to play all the time.
One of the challenges is affordable equipment. Obviously, it's been identified as one of the factors militating against the growth of the game in the developing world. What can the large corporations do?
Well, I think in the corporate world, when they see the benefits, because they have a lot of businesses there already, there's no better way to get the exposure than to active in community where you giving back. And the best way to give back is where you can actually see your money being spent in the right area. By, for example, if your company chooses to promote basketball, just branding a basketball goal and donate like a court for a neighborhood. I mean, you can capture the attention, you get a lot of exposure. So it's not just to like encouraging or forcing the corporate to sponsor, but to know the benefits where the advertisement or budget, fraction of that can make a huge impact in the basketball arena that can promote sports, and also at the same time there's a mutual benefit of the exposure for their brand.
So that the companies can balance their quest for profit with their social responsibility roles, right?
Yes, also, I mean, that is a fantastic way of promotion. T-shirts, basketball goal with brand, the company profile, basketball goal that will stay there for a couple of years, being branded, and everybody that drive by, that walk by, they know about that brand. So it's a very good way of, it's a fantastic way, it's a smart way for promoting company brands.
What informed your campaign for more affordable basketball shoes when you were playing, and what or who thwarted the efforts?
I saw there was a time that the kids were actually killing themselves, shooting themselves up just to get some of these expensive shoes. Then going to the factory, realizing that these shoes are not really expensive from the factory. So what's driving the cost? So I decided to, collaborate with outlets that can sell the shoe directly from the factory and design a shoe that's very affordable for mass, and which is still, and also with the integrity, the quality, but without the middle where it's driving the cost to make it that expensive. And with my signature on the shoe, he endorsed the shoe that this shoe is good for me to wear in the NBA game.
It was what you were wearing for your NBA game?
For my game, yeah. So definitely it's strong, it's tough enough to be able to wear on the street.
We have to take a break now. When we return, Hakeem will be facing the public probe. Do stay with us.